Hey guys, it's Alicia. I want to first of all remind everyone, please come out to the Montgomery County, Virginia School Board meeting tonight. It's at 6:30 at 208 College Street. That's the old Christiansburg Middle School in Christiansburg, Virginia, 24073. Even if you're not from Montgomery County, even if you don't have kids in the school system, it doesn't matter. Come out and support us. We need numbers. We need bodies in the seats so we can send a very clear message to the school board. Okay, so I've gotten some information. We have some insiders inside the schools, and they've given us some information about what's going on in the schools. And guys, let me just say, first of all, I hear from so many people, and they all said the same thing. If the parents only knew what goes on inside of our schools, they would be so disgusted and so horrified. And that's true. And I've got the receipts on that. So let's start off first things first. The Virginia Department of Education updated its transgender policy, bathroom policy guidelines. That was last year maybe. We had a protest in front of Christiansburg High School last summer. We were protesting these new implementations from the Virginia Department of Education. Why? Because in the language it says, and here's what's important, guys, that we are not on our party, we're not on the right side understanding how important language is. We're not understanding how important, these small little details are, but they are very important. So inside of the language of the Virginia Department of Education's transgender bathroom policies, you can go online and look it up, the document for yourself, and read it. But it says that they are going to allow in, quote, flags, stickers, and LGBTQ support groups or clubs, right? Gay pride clubs, basically. So I came to the Christiansburg High School last summer to protest against this because there is the regular gay pride flag with the 6 colors. It stands for lesbian, gay, transgender, lesbian, bisexual, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and bi. And okay, so the trans is already represented there. Well, they have a new flag that's got pink, baby blue, white, sometimes yellow. They're calling that the trans flag, but it's not. That is the pedophile flag. You could look it up online, go to minor attracted persons. Google even will show you. That's how you know something is really accurate, is when you're going to find the same thing on all the search engines. But if you'll look up minor attracted persons flag, you'll find that flag. And so the reason I brought it up to the board's attention last year was because this is how they get into our schools. The predators, they're not coming for your children. They are already here. They are in the house. The predators are in the house. So now that they've been able to legalize these flags coming in, the bathroom policies, the kids are in there doing drugs, they're vaping. I mean, it's like the bathrooms, it's just where crazy town's happening right now, basically. And we all knew this was going to happen. We all came out in protest last summer against this stuff. But now that we're actually seeing what the results are from these bad policies, that's what I want to talk to you about today. So our insiders are telling us that these so Blacksburg Middle School has a gay club. It's called an LGBT support club. Let me read off what the poster says. One second. Just disgusted, guys. So disgusted. Okay, so the poster says Bruin, B-R-U-I-N. It must be the Blacksburg Middle School mascot or something. Bruin Pride. It says an acceptance group for LGBTQ plus students and their allies to meet and support each other. So September the 9th, 3 to 4 p.m. So it's an after-school support club for LGBT. And that's a problem because we have openly gay teachers that are sometimes running these clubs, and our insiders have actually overheard conversations about these clubs. The first thing they heard when they walked into the room was the kids say, "Hey, come be gay with us." And now listen, I don't care if you're gay. I'm going to love you anyway. I don't care what you what you do behind closed doors. I love you no matter what. But don't be pushing it on our kids. Don't be pushing it in the schools. And that's exactly what's going on. They are pushing this stuff on our kids. It's not only encouraged, it's supported. And now through this new Virginia Department of Education guidelines, it's legal to do this. So that's a big problem. And we are not educated as parents because we think, oh, well, we shouldn't go against the LGBT because then they're going to call us bigots or racist or homophobic. We've got to get over that. That's how they've kept us with their boot on our neck, because we are so afraid of saying anything that will offend somebody. But guys, this is a war on our children. You've got to get uncomfortable. You've got to be okay with someone calling you a name. Why? Because you are not that person. You are not what they're calling you. That's just a projection of what they are onto you. So we as parents and we as Republicans and we as conservatives and America First, we have got to understand what's happening in our schools, and we've got to fight back against it. The best way to do that is to come to the school board meetings. We cannot have the same group of people fighting all of these battles all over the schools, because there is a huge war. There's battles on all fronts. I mean, we've got fires literally everywhere, and it's overwhelming, and it's exhausting, it's daunting, but we have to stand up. We have to stand up and fight back. And this is how we do it. We get educated about what is going on. So let me go back to the gay club thing. Okay, so the teacher is listening to the kids talk about how their genitals feel, how they're going to, their transition, their hormone replacements, their the polyamorous lifestyle. I mean, all of these things. And guys, our insiders said, you know what? It sounded like that teacher was taking pleasure in listening to those kids speak about this stuff. You think? Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. These gay teachers are not even gay. I don't even know if they're gay. This one was. But these teachers are encouraging kids to come and speak about gay topics and sexual topics and sexualizing and grooming and all of this. What do you think is going to happen? We've got no enforcement or authority going on in the bathrooms. We've got gay clubs with openly gay teachers teaching them. We've got kids that are confused. I mean, that is just a recipe for disaster. I mean, and that's exactly why we need to get educated about this. So parents, please wake up and understand what's going on in your child's school. We've got critical race theory happening, although it's not called that. It's called implicit bias training. It's called culturally responsive teaching. It's called social emotional learning, SEL. It's called diversity, equity, and inclusion. And that's the thing, guys. They have taken control over our language, and they are using these buzzwords to confuse us. Oh, critical race theory isn't being taught. Of course, they're not going to call it critical race theory. They've got all these other names for it. Just like pedophiles are not calling themselves pedophiles anymore. They've rebranded themselves as minor attracted persons. So you've just got to understand what's going on with the left, how they use these tactics to subvert our families. This is all an attack on God, number one, on our family, number two, but number three, and most importantly, it's an attack on our children. And we have got to get educated about what's going on. So again, please come to the Montgomery County School Board tonight at 208 College Street, Christiansburg, Virginia 24073. At 6:30, we're going to protest outside, and then at 7 is when the meeting begins. We're also going to be talking about collective bargaining, which is they want to unionize the whole entire school. Now, guys, if you're like me, you saw last year during COVID, when our kids went on to virtual, you saw who the shot callers were. The teachers' unions. We all saw it. So I think, in my own personal opinion, since the teachers' unions are now exposed, they want to unionize the entire school. So they will have one big block of Democrat voters, because you got to go along with the crowd. Teachers, your voices are getting silenced by this. Just understand, they're going to lie to you, teachers, and say, oh, we want to give you a seat at the table, right? You've already had a seat at the table. It's called the microphone, public comments, speaking your your mind within those 3 minutes. That's your voice. But if you go and let them unionize your whole school, you're going to be effectively silenced, because then you will no longer be able to speak out unless it's through your union representative. So please understand what collective bargaining really means for you teachers and parents. This is going to cost us so much more in tax dollars. Our children are being used for tools to collectively bargain with. Are our kids for that reason? No. Our kids were not for sale either, but yet they sold them out for $20,000 by putting those masks on their faces. This is what's happening, guys, and we need to wake up. So please come to the school board meeting tonight. Please get educated on the facts. And now that we've got these insiders just giving us information on a regular basis, we're going to do something else. We're going to form a group to where we are going to be super focused on certain issues. So if you're interested in becoming part of that group, just comment below and let us know what you think. If you've got anything else to add, please do. And please show up to the school board meeting tonight. Thanks, guys. And this is Alecia Vaught. Thanks for all your support, and I hope to see you there.